Alright, how you doing? Welcome to the YouTube channel. Thanks for tuning in. I produce a lot of content on TikTok, Twitch, other platforms, usually just goofing around half the time. 100% of the time. And I kind of wanted to use my YouTube platform to discuss some heavier topics, not only to get some things off my chest, but to explore my creativity a little bit, but also give you guys something to relate to, or maybe you find little nuggets of information in here that could be beneficial to you. So the topic for today is loneliness. Now this can come in all kinds of forms, physically alone, emotionally alone. I've been through it all. I've dealt with all of them. And to this very day, it's something that I deal with constantly. Now, I don't know if we can solve this problem together, but I wanted to explore it a little bit. And if you have anything you want to add to this conversation, please let me know in the comment section below. Let's go.
What is loneliness? Oh, perfect. Google has the answer right here. Sadness because one has no friends or company.
That is very, very surface level though. And I'm aware that loneliness comes in all different forms for different people, whatever the case may be. And it's a very abstract topic. Now, truth be told, and this may come as a surprise, but I don't have all the answers. And I wish that I did. And I want to be able to help as many people as I can, including myself. But this is such a large topic to tackle, and I thought that the best way to go about this is by sharing my own experiences in hopes to give you guys anything to take away. So this is my raw, unpolished, unrefined stream of consciousness.
Now, first and foremost, I don't want this to become a woe is me type situation. That's not what this is about. This is about me sharing my experiences, so hopefully you guys are able to relate to it in some way. You've probably heard it, maybe even felt it, deal with it every single day. The concept of being in a room with tons of people, but still feeling that deep-rooted loneliness. But it is interesting to note that I've been personally with people or been in certain situations where I don't feel lonely. And I'm trying to rack my brain around this concept. Do I wake up on the right side of the bed one day? Are there certain conditions in place that allow me to feel this way? And there's kind of two things that really stand out to me. One, feeling like you can be understood. Maybe you're not being understood at that very moment, but there's potential with the people that you have around you. Two, you feel like you're being listened to. And three, you're being yourself. And I think that third one is something that I really, really struggle with. Because at the end of the day, I don't even know who I am. Even when I'm all by myself, I'm sitting in my room, nobody else is around. I don't even know how to act. Am I supposed to act a certain way? How should I be feeling? That's the most difficult part for me. And of course, I want to believe that everybody goes through life trying to discover who they are, what their purpose is, what they're meant to be. But maybe sometimes we just overthink it. We don't just let things go and just let things be the way they're supposed to be. Or just be, period. For me personally, this isn't to say that I'm some complex individual that, nobody can understand me. I'm too much. I don't feel that way at all. And that makes me wonder if that's the feeling of insufficiency. Is that a word? I don't know if that's a word. But maybe not being enough in the first place. Now, these external factors of being understood or being listened to, these are things that really aren't in your control 100% of the time. So to try and figure out how to act in these social situations, I try to take more time out of each day to really delve into my individuality. Whether that's making content, meditating, reading, all that granola stuff. But I actually just had something that struck me. I get very protective over these things. I don't like to tell people what I'm doing because I want them to be my own thing. Maybe I'm scared of people judging me, or maybe I'm being selfish. I don't really know. And as someone who worries constantly about what other people think, as almost everybody does, I protect these things because I don't want any external opinions. And that feels good. It feels good to have my own passions, my own hobbies, that maybe no one else cares about. But on the same token, that protective nature can really put up a barrier between myself and other people, which is not my intention. But it's just something to think about. This also brings me to another point that I wanted to discuss, and that's the enjoyment that I find in my solitude. I love people. I love my friends. I love my family. I love my girlfriends. People are important, and it's what gives our world so much meaning. I believe it's part of our purpose, but something about spending time alone can be very empowering. And I don't know, like looking at this from a third-person perspective just makes me Like it low-key makes me cringe because I want to make it clear. I love people. I love being with people, but I also really love my alone time. And I know there's probably a healthy balance somewhere in there. It's good to socialize, and it's also good to recharge and be alone sometimes, especially if you're introverted like I am. But a little bit of anecdotal evidence that leads me to believe that loneliness can sometimes be rather unhealthy for us. When I really don't want to see people, if I'm going through a difficult time mentally, I shut down. I shut people out. I don't want to burden anybody. I don't want anybody else to know what's going on. I just want to be me, myself, and my thoughts. But oftentimes it can be counterproductive. This is when that loneliness turns into a feeling of emptiness. And that can be very difficult to get out of. I know I'm kind of going in a lot of different directions right now, but I do want to mention a few things. It's healthy to have our own hobbies, our own things that we care about, and maybe we don't want to share it with the outside world. That's great. That's healthy. But even as an introvert and someone that values their solitude so much, getting out of my comfort zone can be very refreshing. And a lot of times I notice that my confidence is also boosted. Really, it's all about finding that happy medium. But that is much easier said than done. This won't be the last time that I'll be visiting this topic in particular. It's something that I struggle with on a day-to-day basis. I know we kind of touched on the feeling of emptiness and maybe even a bit of depression, but I want to save that for another video because I think they do kind of go hand in hand, but they can be very different as well. So if you want to see more videos like this, please, I implore you to let me know that you enjoyed this or maybe you got something out of it. I really do appreciate you guys sitting with me and my thoughts. Love you all. Thank you so much for watching the video, and I hope to see you in the next one.